Hey guys, it's Abby and welcome back to another Journal with Me video for the month of October. Although I already created this spread actually in September, I haven't really done a lot of Journal with Me videos, so I thought I'd share something very interesting and quite personal for today's video. So, the idea of this self-acceptance kind of Journal with Me prompt was inspired by the current sticker set that I collaborated with Badass Tote Girl, which is called the Affirmation Sticker Sheet. And I was also, actually, I'll talk more about that later on, but it was also like a little realization after months of being indoors and being with myself. So for today's materials, I'm going to be mostly using like a bluish and yellow and a bit of like light red slash pink color scheme. I don't know how I came out with that, but I'm gonna show you some of the materials I'll be using. And I think it's the first time I'm gonna be sharing with you that I am actually using more fountain pens for my journal spreads. I used to be super intimidated by fountain pens, so it's nice that I'm actually taking steps to actually use the fountain pens that I have. And I also got a couple of new washi tapes from online shops I bought in Japan, and also the patterned one is actually a new design I'm coming out with this coming November at the shop. So definitely testing things out. I always love experimenting, as you guys know, with different designs and materials and see which ones work in a journal spread. So I do have a lot. Most of these stickers are from the 99 Shopee haul, which I will link down below in case you want to check out all the amazing artists who have designed these stickers. I also have a lot of purchases which I have yet to unbox, so I will share you guys that soon. And I'm using my trusty pair of scissors as usual, and let's definitely get started. So I decided to make it a mix of collage and also some things that I cut out. So that's me, obviously. And then there's a photo from Uniqlo at the bottom. This is not sponsored. I just saw that on my Instagram feed and I was like, I really love this look. And you will see there's a floral illustration there. It's by Maggie Yoinko. It's actually a free printable from a book I ordered called The Light Years, which is a book written by a good friend named Isa Garcia. I'm gonna link all of those down below. I really love this illustration, so I decided to add it to my spread today. Okay, so let's talk briefly about self-acceptance. Personally, I've never been the type of person who likes to consider myself good looking, and it's always been something I didn't really think of it consciously until I got older. Like, I was the kid who, when you go to the bathroom, there's a mirror there. I don't like looking at the mirror. It's always been something I try to avoid, and I don't know why, but I grew up having that, I don't know, point of view that I just wasn't worthy of like wearing nice clothes or being the center of attention, especially in school, because growing up I wasn't quote unquote popular, and that didn't really bother me. But I do know that there is some sort of level of, by being popular, you get noticed more and your talents get more exposed in the limelight. And that was a big issue for me because I always thought like making art was enough and I didn't have to look good in order to succeed in this thing. I don't even know where that idea came from. So I've never been one to be particular about how I look. But I mean, I guess that went on for a couple of years. So there were a lot of years where I was just very much lost in my fashion sense, how I dressed up, how I wore makeup. I had a lot of phases when I was around 22 when I first started this freelance job and became an artist and author. I had a lot of issues with myself because I did not know how to dress the part. And part of me is also like, but I don't know what part you're trying to dress. So I remember my first ever book launch, I had no idea what to wear, and my last minute shopping was literally the night before, and I didn't really know. I had that phase where I kept wearing jackets and just hiding all of my fat cells or whatever I called it. At that time, I started freelancing, so I kind of gained a lot of weight and ate a lot at home. So anyway, let's not go back to that. But it's always been something I've never admitted to myself until maybe last year. So over the years, I really got to refine my style, the way I dress, the way I look. And it's all thanks to watching YouTube tutorials, seeing films that remind me, like, for example, I love Zoe Deschanel's fashion sense in 500 Days of Summer, or Keira Knightley's outfits in Begin Again. Those reminded me, like, oh, it's okay to dress simply and not have to, make a scene. That's really not my thing. And I've always been the type who doesn't want to think a lot about how I dress, except if it's for a big event. So anyway, moving to when I was 25 and I was in New York, that was the high time that I really decided to dress up more and wear more makeup and feel more confident. And I think that really played a part into shaping how I viewed myself, how I currently view myself. I also had a lot of acne growing up, and it was really hard because I couldn't wear makeup. I couldn't feel confident with my face having so many marks, and it was really an epitome of how discouraged I was to make myself feel good. And it's so sad because as much as I know that, art, I love making art, but I couldn't even make myself look good to myself. And I think that's always been one thing that I've really struggled to deal with. And now that I'm talking about it, kind of feels very awkward and vulnerable of me. But anyway, the whole idea of this is, I guess I've learned to be more open about accepting myself in terms of how I look. I'm not the thinnest person out there, but I don't mind. I have a lot of imperfections, but I guess that's part of who I am. And one thing that resonated with me the most, the reason why that photo of that girl is there, which I copied from an Instagram post, is when I saw this girl, I was like, I want to be her. Like, she has this outfit that reminded me so much of the colors that I love wearing, my closet basically. And she had like a scarf headband. I was like, wait a minute, let me try putting that on, because I've collected a lot of neck scarves. It's been my thing for like 2 years now, and I love the whole preppy vibe of it. And I started to wear them, and part of me was just like, my face is so big, doesn't fit me, doesn't look nice. But also, the more I let myself, wear it and take pictures and have that sense of like, I actually don't look that bad. And I don't know if it helps, but it helps me become a bit more confident about myself in general, and it adds a bit of positivity to my day, even if I just work at home or work in the office with just me inside the office. So that's been something that I've learned to accept, I guess, in the years. And I remember chatting to some friends about this, like, it's at some point in your life you kind of get sick of wanting to look a certain way, because it's like, I guess it comes with age. I'm 27, and part of me is like, I'm so tired to have to look a certain way or like put on this so much makeup. What I realized last year is I used to put on so much makeup because I wanted to look good. And when I travel, I put on a lot of makeup because the weather can handle it. And also, when I dress up abroad, it's like layering and stuff. But in the recent years, I've learned to really minimize my makeup because I would like to prioritize my skincare. And after realizing that I was diagnosed with polycystic ovary syndrome, because that's the reason why I have a lot of acne, but no one told me. Actually, the second dermatologist was kind enough to tell me to get an ultrasound. If not, I wouldn't have found out, and then I'd forever feel like it's my fault for having so much acne. So I've been, I guess, managing a lot of my skincare better these days, and I've also learned how to make sure that I dress properly. And I used to be that kind of girl who just wore clothes because they look nice, but now comfort is such a huge factor considering I work a lot, and actually mostly I'm in my yoga clothes because I work out after working, but nowadays I just try to be more comfortable in my own skin and not have to seek other everyone else's, I don't know why people are supposed to say something about how you look, but I've always been really, really harsh on myself. So I guess this journal spread and journal with me video is an ode to that, and for me to always remember to pay attention to myself, because I wasn't really planning on filming this video, but part of me is like, maybe I should just film it before writing it, because this was the day I saw this photo on my Instagram feed, and that's me trying to pose slash smize on my iPad. So yeah, this is the spread, and I hope you found it useful. Maybe you can try also writing something like this on your own journals, and make sure to let me know in the comments below how that experience is for you. Personally, it was so liberating and also so comforting. So yeah, that's it for this spread. Thank you so much for watching this video. This has been Abby, and I'll see you guys on the next Journal with Me video. Bye!